Welcome back everyone, and it's time to go balls deep. And as always, it's that time of the month again. No. Let's switch it up with a bit of culture. Shout out to all our Asian fans. We appreciate you supporting us. Yo दोस्तों, जो भी दोस्ते हैं मेरे इंडिया और पाकिस्तान से, मोहब्बत के शुक्रिया. हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें, लाइक और दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करना. Boruto continues with Kawaki's defection of Konoha in favor of his plan to confront Code all by himself. Huh? Kawaki magically gained the ability to erase his presence due to being 80% Otsutsuki. This is a power he gained through the Karma Seal, and Boruto as his brother can detect him. This is due to the Karma Resonance. No one else in the village has this ability because even the smallest amount of chakra signal is within everyone. But the Otsutsuki possess a special power that can stop that can make it null and void completely. It makes you wonder why no other Otsutsuki mentioned this power until now. For example, Isshiki could have used this ability when he invaded Konoha to do a sneak attack, but of course he was overconfident and it was his downfall. Remember guys, the man, the god, the legend himself, Jigen, he couldn't attain the vessel he simped for his entire life. Sad times for him. What happened to his feet? Kawaki tells Boruto to stop making a fuss and not to interfere. But Boruto knows that Kawaki is falling into Code's trap and that he is lying due to the resonance between Otsutsuki. Kinshiki and Momoshiki used this ability somehow with Kaguya where they detected the space-time curvature change and she defied them, right? So Boruto rushes outside and asks the useless sensory Jonin what the hell is he doing? The Jonin thinks that Boruto is lying to make him chase after Kawaki so they can sneak out the house. But that's when we see Code receiving instructions from Ida on where Kawaki is headed. Remember guys, Ida can see everything with her clairvoyance powers called the Sharingan. She wants to sign up to Kawaki's OnlyFans account saying, oh please, I want to sign up, give me the subscription. The chapter then spends 15 pages for Boruto to convince the others that Kawaki has left the village and that he is telling the truth. Boruto screams at Naruto that Kawaki is gone, but his father doesn't believe him. So Naruto asks Nishi, the sensory Jonin, if he is monitoring Kawaki's chakra. We found this to be quite strange. Boruto helped Naruto multiple times with saving the planet and is the only one that has the Karma Seal, right? He's already proven himself to be a capable shinobi that is trustworthy, as well as having the same intel that Naruto has. Therefore meaning Boruto wouldn't lie about something so serious when it comes to Kawaki. Naruto could have easily tried to sense Kawaki's chakra himself and realized that Boruto is telling the truth instead of progressing the story further. Again, there seems to be a slight pacing issue that everyone within our community has noticed. Cutting back to Kawaki, he seems pissed off at Boruto for snitching, but just as he's weaving through the trees, Code gets right behind him, taps him on the back and says, long time no see, have you gained weight? Bro, this reminds me of my family, man. Even you guys in the comments, oh my god, he gained 5 pounds, he's fat.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Naruto proceeds to go upstairs with Boruto to confirm if the kids are just trying to confuse the adults into sneaking out. He doesn't understand how Boruto can figure out that it's not the real Kawaki, despite Naruto and Nishi who are more advanced at sensory con. By the way, I do want to mention this, right? Look at this, guys. Nishi is the same idiot that said Veiskun. Remember Veiskun? He said that he could be a curse. This is the same dumb ass, so it pretty much sums up the intelligence of the Jonin ninjas in peace times, you know what I'm saying?
What is this nigga doing now? Trash.
Anyway, Boruto replies that he isn't sure himself why he has this power and can detect Kawaki. Since Kawaki doesn't have the karma, the justification that they both have this ability doesn't hold anymore, right? However, the resonance explanation we mentioned in the intro makes far more sense. This is because Isshiki couldn't do the same with Kawaki back in chapter 53 or any other interaction that they had in the past. If the shadow clone could be differentiated from his original body due to his Otsutsuki DNA, then Kawaki Kawaki's shadow clone should have easily been detected by Isshiki if this was a standard Otsutsuki ability. Isshiki would not have died, and the smoke bomb that Kawaki used shouldn't have mattered at all in their fight. But we also find this strange because remember in chapter 39, Kawaki said that he and Isshiki Otsutsuki have a similar wavelength. But looking back holistically, that must have been in terms of mentality instead of the resonance concept. Isshiki mentioned that Kawaki hit 80% by chapter 37. So now you're probably thinking, wait a second ABD, you're right. So how come he didn't use the detection power Boruto is doing right now? Well, that's because the resonance is a phenomenon that even Isshiki didn't know about, clearly shown in chapter 39. Amado had to clarify it for him. Kashin Koji's objective right now is to find out what this resonance means and how they can destroy it, as you mentioned beforehand in chapter 25. We currently don't have any information what this resonance could be and why it's happening. It's one of the biggest questions this series has at the moment. A lot of us think that it's either their love and bond that Kawaki and Boruto share, but this can be debunked because if we look back in chapter 25, Kawaki hated Boruto at that point, but Boruto stated that resonance is occurring with something seeping into his karma and activating upon Kawaki's impulses, right? So we have to wait in the future where Kishimoto will explain the resonance concept in detail. Moving back to the chapter, Naruto informs Ino and Shikamaru of Kawaki's disappearance. Ino can't understand because she didn't notice any disturbances to the village's chakra detection field. Naruto of course informs her that Kawaki turned off his chakra, so it's untraceable. It's near impossible to track him at this point with how far away from the village he has gotten already. Boruto tries to sense Kawaki, but his presence is too faint, so he blitzes out of there before it's too late. As Boruto flees from Naruto, Amado, in what seems to be a panic, asks how it could be possible that Kawaki can escape. This isn't the first time we've seen Amado put a lot of importance on the whereabouts of Kawaki. In fact, if you go back to chapter 55, we see Amado in a similar way, asking about Kawaki's safety after their fight against Isshiki Otsutsuki. I'm sure plenty of you know by now that have joined our ABD channel community. Make sure to hit the notification bell for our channel and smash the like button because we need your chakra more than ever, especially after what happened to Konoha. I still can't get over that shit. Konoha must go! I need your support! But I'm just saying, we feel that Amado is definitely an imposter. There is no way this guy isn't working for himself. That's just the way he works and how his mind is because he has a personal dream of his own that Isshiki mentioned. But in short, we think that Amado being related in some way, shape or form related back to the Otsutsuki is the most logical explanation as to why he has been simping over Kawaki this whole time. Why has he offered Kawaki a karma seal again? Why does he want him to have power once again? Is he using him as a tool just as he did with Kashin Koji? Think about this shit, guys. I'm gonna point something out right now. This whole story, in fact, is just about simping. Isshiki simped over Kawaki. Kawaki's simping over Naruto. I mean, who wouldn't? Code simping over Isshiki. Amado simping for Kawaki. Ida simping for Kawaki and Boruto. In fact, Ida's whole abilities, it should be called simp no jutsu. Yeah. Oh my god! Anyway guys, I'll be passing the video on to Harrison as he will be covering the rest of the chapter as well as all our analysis that we can think of.
Anyway, I think I'll be taking the video from Hiradil. Boruto heads west to where he last sensed Kawaki, hoping that the others will be able to track him and find Kawaki that way. We switch back to Code and Kawaki where the two are fighting. Code cracks a joke with him saying how Kawaki is giving him such a violent greeting considering they haven't seen each other in so long or something.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Kawaki tries firing a blast, but Code pops up right behind him instead.
Oh, hello there!
He explains how he had planned to come and see Code all along because he heard that Code wants to get revenge for Isshiki and kill those who killed him. Which is when Kawaki reveals his master plan. He's gonna sacrifice himself?
What did he say?
Because Kawaki is technically the one who landed the finishing blow, Kawaki is the one who killed Isshiki. So he tries to bargain with Code, offering him his life in safety of Konoha as Kawaki believes it's all his fault anyway for fleeing Kara in the first place. However, something about this just feels wrong. back in chapter 58, we got a whole fight between him and Boruto, which led to the conclusion of Kawaki accepting the shinobi way of doing things. And the shinobi way is not to sacrifice your life like a tool. Kawaki said that he would stick around with them for longer and that he would do absolutely anything he could to get stronger. But now fast forward 4 chapters and Kawaki has resulted to something irrational by offering himself and isn't planned at all. Kawaki is a prodigy, perceptive and calculated. I mean, just look at chapter 26 when he figured out all of his escape routes in Naruto's house within like 2 seconds.
That's why he's the GOAT!
So more than likely Kawaki is doing all this due to feeling useless after losing the karma. To him, he might think that this is his only play. Code, doing his best evil laugh, tells Kawaki how dumb his proposal is and boots him right in the chest. It doesn't matter who or how many people were involved in Isshiki's death, as he's going to kill all of them regardless. With one final desperate plea, Kawaki grabs Code's foot, trying to appeal to him, begging for Konoha's safety, but Code's having none of it. In fact, he tells him to sort his shit out and get up off his hands and knees, as even if it was only for some time, he was chosen to be the vessel for Isshiki, so he should respect his body. Ada sees this differently, however, and tells Code,
You better stop! Stop! Bitch, stop!
oh, and all this bickering ends up waking Dane.
Shut up!
Code then informs Kawaki on how after his death, Isshiki was able to present himself to Code, explaining exactly how he died. Even though Kawaki managed to land the killing blow by somehow outplaying a 2,000-year-old alien with battle experience beyond even Naruto and Sasuke. The real cause of his death was Naruto's Bion mode, which was able to sap away Isshiki's life force with the sacrifice of Kurama. On that note, this is a huge discussion on whether Kurama can actually come back from the dead or not. We actually have the answer to this question in an upcoming video, so make sure you have the notification bell dinged, otherwise you might miss out. Please, can everyone smash that like button right now, because it helps us more than you know. And we have planned a lot of Boruto videos for you in the future, so we need your chakra more than ever, especially since Kurama is gone now and we want to explain that in detail for you. But coming back to the chapter, Code reveals that he has inherited Isshiki's will to cultivate the God Tree and procure a chakra fruit. In chapter 55, Isshiki remarked how Code's white karma is his legacy in the form of pure power, and that he needs to sacrifice either Kawaki or Boruto to the Ten-Tails God Tree sapling so an actual God Tree can grow. Isshiki makes a point to mention that the chakra fruit created will be the crystallization of the planet itself, containing everything, even a record of all life and those that have lived and died on the planet, including him. This could mean that Isshiki's essences, DNA or power can be recreated and absorbed by anyone who eats the fruit. Once Code manages to do that, he will upgrade into a true Otsutsuki who can eventually become an Otsutsuki god. So Code, being Isshiki's #1 simp, has huge incentives to fulfill Ishiki's last wish. However, for some reason, Code gives a hint to Kawaki in a way to escape this potential catastrophe. Code specifically says that this God Tree will devour all chakra from the planet unless you escape to another dimension. Now, this is an obvious attempt at foreshadowing by Kishimoto. Kawaki is very receptive to what others say, an example being hiding his chakra after Shikadai and Inajin mentioned how Konoha's chakra system works. So more than likely, if the God Tree is fully planted, Kawaki will aim to move his father to another dimension, all of which correlates to the first flash forward we see him back in chapter 1 of the manga. For a long time, we have suggested that Kawaki in the future will end up having a dispute against his brother Boruto due to their difference in ideals. Unlike Boruto, Kawaki was given purpose and a reason to live because of Naruto and his family. Just from this chapter, we can understand that Kawaki is willing to do anything to save his father. So wanting to protect Konoha and his adoptive father, Kawaki will end up trapping him in another dimension. And this point is further proven as in the flash forward we see that Kawaki has a karma again. Why would he want that? For the space-time ninjutsu so that he can trap Naruto and Konoha in another dimension. Now we don't exactly know how the God God Tree will be activated without Kawaki and Boruto being sacrificed. And knowing that these two are present in the future, it would make sense that the sacrifice is another Otsutsuki, possibly Kaguya, or even those two mysterious pair from the Otsutsuki mural back in chapter 32. That's right, we haven't forgotten about this theory. We still have hope, people! Either way, this would explain the future Kawaki's action. But coming back to the chapter, Code literally says that killing Naruto and Sasuke is just for his personal vengeances, but regardless of it, the outcome of the world coming to an end with everyone in it is inevitable. To disrespect Kawaki even more, Code says that his existence is absolutely nothing. Kawaki is seriously being downgraded. Even if Kawaki decided to accept his offer, what made this boy think he would keep his promise? But saying this, Code tells Kawaki that he is sparing his life because he is needed by somebody. We all know that this is Ada. She wants Kawaki's babies. I don't even blame her. Just look at Kawaki, man. Kawaki looking like an Ike man. Sexy and shit, literally. Bruv, I don't know how you pronounce that. This ain't me. This is a Yusuf thing, this.
You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
No.
Kawaki looking sexy and shit literally saved his life. Can you believe that? But just as Code drags Kawaki into his belt portal, Boruto came right on time, fly kicking Code, saving his brother from getting kidnapped. And Boruto actually looking kind of drippy right here, man. His drip is on point. And then the chapter ends with Boruto telling Kawaki that next time, tell him where you're going so you don't get yelled at. But in conclusion, I believe that this whole chapter was to slowly build up the reality of hiding in another dimension to avoid being sucked up dry by the God Tree, further explaining Kawaki's actions in the flash forward and why he becomes evil, so to say, and the so-called death of Naruto too. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like, get in the comment section down below, what did you guys think of this chapter? Give it a rating. Also, like I said, we've got some Boruto videos coming out for you guys soon, so make sure you subscribe and ding that notification bell, and as always, check out our merch in the pinned comment and description down below. But that's all from us. We'll be seeing you guys in another video, but until then, bye bye.